Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of Fast Break Bets presented by BettingPros. You know me, you know the voice of the guys. Me, really real, villain real, Terrell Furman Jr. here at your service. All right, well, that was mellow. Very, very mellow. Very, very anticlimactic. Depending on when you listen to the show, if you tailed, you had a 3-in-1 day, and it was very good for you if you tailed everything. If you're like me, you had a 2-and-2 day, and that's not an enthusiastic about that, but really, really annoyed about the Hawks game, and so let's get into it. We had Cavs laying 10.5. I mean, the Cavs were down at half, and I at no point felt like the Cavs weren't going to win that game. I doubled down at half, getting them. I think it was like minus 120 on the money line at half, and that's what I got it at. Very, very easy. I actually parlayed that with Otani home run. So, with a home run walk off at the end of the game, great way to cash that bet. But yeah, man, I had full faith in the Cavs. Very much was kind of concerned for the 10.5 there for a little bit, but second half they just went on that run, and the Knicks did absolutely nothing in the second half of a back-to-back yet again. So I mean, that trend just continued to fade the New York Knicks on a back-to-back, and this is going to be something that's going to go on to next year too. Like, this is a Thibodeau problem. This is not a one-year thing. Like, the Knicks are just not good at back-to-backs because they play all of their minutes, they play all their players, all five starters, all of the minutes, and the second back-to-back they're dog tired in the second half. So Cavs cruise at the end of the game there. Let's skip the Hawks. So I gave out social media play Walker Kessler over 10.5 RA. We got there by the skin of our teeth. Good. Over to the Hawks game. The Hawks got out scoring a bunch of points early. I think it was like some 70 points at half. Very, very annoying. The Mavs wake up. They get stops defensively. They play good in the second half. If you played the number that I got, clearly I lost. But because the total continued to climb and climb and climb throughout the day, like I think the total was at 237.5 last night when I bet it. And I saw it at different points in the day be as high as 240. It came back down to 239.5 a little bit, but it was as high as 240 at times. And the Hawks just struggled, really struggled in that second half there. And so they finished with, what was it, 118? So there was 118 and a half that I saw that cash, 119 and a half that cash. Congrats to you if you tailed and you were able to get one of those numbers. I ended up playing it late, and I played a late number on another ticket that I had, but the official show L, very annoying. However, it's going to go down in the record books because when they use the trends, they use the closing line, not the opening line. So it's going to go down in the record books that the Hawks yet again cashed another team total under, and they did. I just ended up betting it early and got the worst part of the line. So if you got the better part of the number, you cash. But for me, it's a loser. You know what? It is what it is. 2-2. I'm not complaining because we had such a fast start to the week. I think we're going to bounce back. And honestly, a lot of other people probably got 118 and a half and 119 and a half. So I feel good that other people cashed, even though I wasn't able to. What a sweat. I mean, that would have been an amazing sweat having 118 and a half on the sheet here and it coming in at 118 on the dot. I talk about the tout. I don't even care what happened with Onyeka and Kongwu. He went off. I talk about the tout that I would have came here and did if I had 118 and a half and I had gave out the closing line. Very disappointed about that. That's the only thing I'm disappointed about because the tout would have been amazing if the Hawks came in at 118. Gosh, I hate the Hawks so much. All right. I have two plays to give out here for Thursday. Before we get to that, though, got to talk to you about one more time the jersey contest we have going on this month. If you're stuck under a rock or this is your first time listening to the show, welcome. By the way, welcome new listeners. Look over to your left and tell your neighbor and say, "Hey, neighbor, I'm here. We gonna win some bets. We gonna have a great time. Enjoy the banner, and we gonna have a chance to win this Robert Horry jersey. Robert Horry Lakers jersey, signed, autograph, and it can be delivered to you. All you have to do is subscribe over there to the Betting Pros YouTube channel. Comment on any fast break bets video, but just do this one, and you'll have an entry that will be placed into a contest for you to win that Robert Horry signed jersey. Very much good luck to everybody. I understand how hard it is to win a raffle. I wish that I could just sit there and pick, but I don't pick, and I would not want the I think that is probably the hardest job, is being the person to pick the raffle, because now everybody's looking at you like, "Hey man, all right man, you ain't pick me, like why ain't you get, like why ain't I ain't you ain't gonna look out for me, man?" And it's like, bro, you seen I looked in here, I grabbed the ticket, and I just read the number. Like that's a hard job. And I would not want y'all to be thinking that I'm choosing favorites and I'm picking this comment, that comment. I don't got nothing to do with it. I just want you to know that I don't got nothing to do with picking who win. But I'm gonna come tell you who win. So make sure you get your entry in, and maybe you'll win. It's always a chance. I'm telling you, it's always a chance. Get your entry in. Get your entry in. All you have to do is comment on YouTube. Do it right now. You could have did this whole time I was talking, honestly. All right, let's get into the two plays that I actually have for to actually. So I really had three plays. I'm not gonna bet one tonight because the Hawks thing really, really grinded my gears. Like I was really, really annoyed because I gave up on the bet at half. The third quarter came by and they scored like some 20 something points. And I said, "Oh, I mean, there's a chance." And I'm just watching, and we get to the last 2 minutes, and the game squeaks over the team total in the last 2 minutes for me. And then I watch as they proceed to do absolutely nothing with the basketball, and it ends at 118. I'm like, man, you could have finished at 116. Like that was very much possible. So I was very annoyed about how that Hawks game. I played it off earlier. I was very, very annoyed about how that Hawks game ended. But I say all that to say is that now we have the opportunity to do it again with another team. I didn't make this an official play. I'm just giving it out before my two plays real quick, but I'm going to look to do this at the end of the day. The Washington Wizards are on the second leg of a back-to-back. The Washington Wizards are 1-12 to their team total on the second leg of a back-to-back. It has been horrible. Horrible. I actually played this last time, and I was like, man, is this really gonna hit? Because this total's kind of low. Sure enough, it still hit. The Wizards have not been looked good on the second leg of a back to back for a while, like at all. And so now they go up against the Orlando Magic. The team total's at 101 and a half. Basically, it's going down to 100 and a half as well, it looks like right now. But maybe this goes back up. I've seen totals climb on me. I'll wait till tomorrow and see what happens. Maybe we get a couple extra points. Maybe it's 103 and a half. Maybe, something like that. But the Wizards have been horrible on the second leg of back to back. And I haven't been there on the whole on this trend like the Mavericks trend. I haven't been on this trend like the Mavericks trend, but I've dipped my toe in at different moments when I've realized and it's hit. And so I've really, really want to make it an official play this time around, but I'm not there. I'm not there yet. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Maybe I make it official tomorrow. But that's something that I am looking at, that Wizards team total under. Because the Magic already, like the Magic can 100% hold the Wizards to under 100 points, and I wouldn't be surprised. And so I kind of want to get on that bet train because outside of Jordan Poole, that offense looks really bad. And they're coming off of a win. They're riding really, really high. I'm not far from DC, and I'm not going to lie. They're probably in Rose Bar right now. What time is it? 1:30. Yeah, they're probably in Rose Bar right now partying. So, mm, yeah, I think I want to fade the Wizards. It's not official yet, but I'm almost there. All right, let me tell you the two bets that I actually did make, though. The Portland Trailblazers are going to play the Toronto Raptors. Portland's laying 3 in Toronto. I took the Portland Trailblazers. I am 100% fading the Toronto Raptors here. I told myself that I, when I get the chance again, because I know I will get another chance at it, that I'm going to fade Toronto because Toronto has had the luxury of the schedule for about the better part of a week now. I didn't take the opportunity against Chicago because Chicago is so iffy at times. And I missed out because Chicago actually destroyed that Toronto team 137-118 last time out. But listen to the games that they had prior to Chicago. They played Philadelphia and beat them by 18. They played Charlotte, beat them by 11. They played Brooklyn, beat them by 30. They played Washington, beat them by 8. You have to go back until San Antonio, where they had a random 34-point loss to San Antonio. And then even after that, they played the Suns and they lost by 40 to the Suns. And you know how I feel about the Suns. All of these teams have been horrible. Every single one. All of these teams have been bad. Now, Toronto did give Portland a game last time out. Portland still was able to win by 3. I think Portland is just playing really, really good basketball right now. They can find a different mode that they're able to hit defensively that I just don't think the Raptors have when they play good teams. Yes, the Raptors do look like they have a really good defense. Again, look at the last few games. They gave up 109 to Philadelphia, 97 to Charlotte, 86 to Brooklyn, 104 to Washington. What do all four of those teams have in common? They suck. They suck. They are not good compared to the rest of their peers at basketball. Portland, however, is actually a pretty good team. They're actually really, really competitive. They may not be one of the best teams in the league, but they are way better than this Toronto team, and they are light years better than any of the 4 teams that Toronto beat during that 4-game stretch that they had. I am all over the Portland Trailblazers here. I think they are going to go on the road and they are going to do what they've done during this run as they're trying to claw themselves into the playoffs. They're not going to get there. Just beat up on bad teams, try to find themselves competitive against good teams time to time, and then get destroyed by the number 1, number 2, number 3 team in the league. So, yes, I'm all over the Portland Trailblazers here. Laying 3, getting them at a short number against a bad team on the road. I still think they can handle business. They've been really good on the road this season as well. ATS numbers move in their favor. I like the Portland Trailblazers get this done here in lane 3. For play number 2, going to the prop bet cheat sheet here. And I was really, really glad that the prop bet cheat sheet liked this play because I love narrative betting. And so if you tell me that I get to bet a player that is coming off of a suspension in the way that Naz Reid and all of those guys got injected, I'm looking forward to it. I think Naz Reid is about to take out all the frustrations on Brooklyn, and this is a really good spot for it. So I'm taking Naz Reid to go over 19.5 points, rebounds, and assists in this game. Probably Chichi has him projected for 22.1, 65% cover probability, and a 5-star rating. Naz Reid's been going off recently. He's been over this in 11 of his last 15 games. Really, really good to his number. Didn't get over in the last game because he played 10 minutes in that Detroit game before he got ejected. But he's been very, very good to the number here. Brooklyn has been allowing centers to do really, really well. Zubac for the Clippers had a really good game. Orlando Robinson for the Toronto Raptors went off and had a really good game. Miles Turner had a really good game and filled up a stat sheet in both of the times that Miles Turner played the Nets. So I think that this is a spot where I know what Naz Reid is for this team now. They have finally decided to make Naz Reid the role that he flourished in when he won Sixth Man of the Year, and it's the fact of he's probably the 3rd best offensive weapon on the team. Like legitly the 3rd best offensive weapon on the team, and you have to treat him as such, even when coming off of the bench. You have to draw the plays up for him. You have to let him go to work. Let him do his thing. He's a very good rebounder. He can fill up the stat sheet in rebounds as well, but let him go off offensively. Let him take the number of shots that he needs and get into a rhythm. He, Anthony Edwards, Julius Randle. I think that's how it is. It's Anthony Edwards, Julius Randle, then it's Naz Reid, then it's Dante DiVincenzo. Those are the four primary scorers for this not Brooklyn, for this Minnesota offense. I think that they're gonna be the primary scorers here for Brooklyn again. This is a really good spot where Brooklyn's been allowing a lot of usage to the center. So I think Naz Reid is going to be the player coming off a suspension that has a good game here. I like Naz Reid. Just go ahead and fill up the stat sheet because he actually has been getting a good amount of assists recently as well. So we're just going to make sure we pile all that into one. Give me Naz Reid to go over 19 and a half points, rebounds, and assists here for this game against the Brooklyn Nets. And that's what I have for you. Not official, not on the sheet. Wizards team total under. Gonna wait, gonna see what that line does. Maybe I get a better line there. Maybe something goes in our favor. We'll see. So that'll be Wizards team total under is an official play. But here are my official plays. Blazers laying 3. Naz Reid over 19 and a half points, rebounds, and assists. And that is how we close out the episode today. At really real __. Make sure you give me a follow on X. Again, I am really, 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 really looking forward to the WNBA coming back. Really, really looking forward to it. Tournament's almost over. After the tournament, you got maybe, what is it, like a week? And then the draft. The draft's going to be on the 14th. Gonna have a lot of content. Gonna be churning out the small number of futures bets that I actually do place. You guys know I'm not really a futures better. I want money. I want it now, but I do sometimes dabble in the W futures just because the season isn't that long. So we will see about that. I'll have some futures. I'll have some talk. Maybe do some season preview type stuff here, or maybe we'll make it like a short forum video that people can tap into or something like that. So we'll see. But the W is coming back, and I'm looking forward to it. That's one of my favorite leagues to watch. One of my favorite leagues to bet. So very, very, very much looking forward to that. Other than that, give us a follow on X and TikTok at BettingPros, at BettingPros NFL, on Instagram and YouTube.com/BettingPros. With that, that's just it. I have nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending the podcast. Just going to end it like this. So we are out of here.